Hey guys, so the past few weeks we have been working on an installation project using Scandy Pro, Hoxel, and some supplementary programs. For the installation, we made an augmented reality invitation experience using eighth wall and A-frame. In this video, I'm going to give a quick summary of how I got from a Scandy Pro scan of my friend's dog to the AR invitation experience. So let's get started. I started the project by taking a 3D scan in Scandy Pro of this dog, Roux, then exported the dog into Mesh Mixer, where I used the sculpt tools to make it into a bench. So I've already sculpted it. I'm just kind of doing this video to give you guys a quick run through of the steps. So I'm not going to re-sculpt it, but you could see how the different parts are making up the bench. Once I finished in Mesh Mixer, I exported this and then imported it into Blender to texture it, and I went for a metal look using the principled shader. Once it was textured how I liked it, it was ready to export. To export properly from Blender, go to File, Export, Export as GLTF. Then choose GLTF embedded in the format settings. In the Include drop-down menu, make sure to have selected objects checked. In the geometry drop-down, make sure to have materials checked. I imported the GLTFs into this glitch A-frame scene to arrange them how I wanted them to be experienced in AR. For the AR component of this project, I worked with Nielsen, who's going to walk you through the next few steps of the tutorial.
All right, first step is go to eighthwall.com, start a new project, give it a name, title, etc. We're just setting it up now. We'll come back to this later. Next step is to go to glitch.com, where we'll be hosting the web app. Start a new project. You can rename it if you want. You don't have to. I am here. And then we're going to show and then copy that URL, which we'll use to link the two projects together in the QR code section of the eighth wall dashboard. Then we're going to go to eighth wall's GitHub. Within their web section, they've got some examples. I'm using the A-frame, since we're using A-frame portal example. And as you'll see here, I'm just going to copy over the index.html of their A-frame portal example to our index.html on Glitch. Updating a few dependencies here. Downloading the unicorn. So we'll actually replace this unicorn with a Hoxel, as you'll see, but wanted to go ahead and get that in there just to test and make sure the portal was working. So you're going to download it, upload it to the assets folder in our glitch project, and then copy that URL as you saw, and then update the asset item of that unicorn model with the URL so that we can then reference it using that ID. Back over to the eighth wall, we're going to copy this app key, paste it into this script tag to authenticate between glitch and eighth wall, and then just updating a few dependencies here. Next, we're going to bring in a custom script. This allows us to load a Hoxel in A-frame. This is a custom script that Scandy has released. So right here, I'm just showing you that that the kind of base level eighth wall project is working. Just follow those steps. Yay, it's working. So next step, we're gonna record a Hoxel and then replace that unicorn model with the Hoxel. So here, you'll obviously need to download the Hoxel app if you don't already have it. Recording, saving it. We're then going to upload this to the cloud, and then when you share it, it's going to share a URL that you'll then be able to use within that SCVV component, which you'll see in a minute here. When I share it here in a few seconds, I'm going to be sharing it via AirDrop to my MacBook Pro. There'll be a text file wherever you receive AirDrop, usually in your downloads folder. Before we access that, I'm going to go ahead and code out the A-frame entity that we're going to be using to house, if you will, the Hoxel component. And so this is where we'll use that SCVV component, pass it a few props, including the volume, whether or not it's looping, and then the source. This is going to be incomplete for a second. We'll come back to it. Use that path, and then after Hoxels, we'll come back and update that. For now, I'm just updating some scaling and some rotation properties of this entity. All right, so as I said before, we'll go over to my downloads folder. There'll be a text file in there. This URL is going to bring you into a workroom experience. Don't worry about that. Just copy the UID at the end of that URL and then pin it to the Hoxel's source URL. And then you should go back to the glitch project, reload, and then show the project, scan that QR code, and you should be good to go. There it is.
Okay, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Once again, this was the final product of the augmented reality experience we designed. Hope that this tutorial was useful, and please comment with any questions.